We're going to take you inside the Iranian networks recruiting British people for criminal and terrorist activities. This channel on the chat platform Telegram looks like a normal social media feed, but it's actually a funnel drawing people in to acts of violence and espionage. In recent weeks, we've seen crude attacks on Jewish targets in the UK and suggestions from authorities that some perpetrators might have been recruited by Iran on Telegram. So we're going to go down this recruitment funnel, examining what we find with the help of a former intelligence officer and former security advisor to the British government.
So they're using this as a filter, right? So people who want to consume a certain kind of message about the war in Iran will subscribe to this and they'll self-select. So this is the first cut.
Then comes the interactive element, a link offering you the chance to cooperate with Iran's intelligence services. There's a series of pages that offer reassurances about the cause, Palestinians being a key one, and that the Iranian intelligence services will look after you.
We're seeing monitoring and support, suggesting that if you get in trouble, then the long arm of the Iranian intelligence service will be able to reach out and give you support, which I think is very interesting.
My producer Nick has already entered an ID a few weeks ago, and the conversation that follows takes place over a number of days. It shows us what they want and how they try to hook Nick in.
Tell me your name, city you're from, what access you have, what skills you possess.
The next question, do you know anyone in the military or security services? So that's going to tick a box on somebody's form.
And it is not unreasonable to ask whether at this point you're even talking to a human or whether this is the equivalent of a customer service bot.
They immediately want to know if Nick has access. Nick asks what they mean. It's spelled out. Do you know anyone in the military or security services in your country who you can get information from? These days there's a lot of movement of Americans to British bases. It's a frank request for Nick to involve himself in espionage.
What they do not care about is what motivated you to come in at this stage. What they want to know about is, are you going to be any use to them?
At this stage, the checklist questions might well be AI generated, and the bot or person's next query is whether Nick has relatives or friends in Israel or can go to Israel. Nick says it's possible that he could. The response, if I ask you to go to Israel, will you do it? Nick wants to know what he'd be doing and will he be paid?
It responds to the payment question. Travel expenses and payment for the work you do. So this is transaction.
This is a gig economy transaction, isn't it? This is somebody saying, if you go to Israel and do what we tell you to do, we'll pay your expenses, you'll do the work, and isn't it so straightforward and easy?
As the conversation goes on, it starts to feel like Nick is interacting with a genuine handler. There's a lot of reassurance and don't worry in the texts. It says, when I want to send someone there, if I'm sure the job is worth it and will make an impact, I'll cover all the expenses myself. But Nick has other questions.
I think it's interesting that we have all of these detailed questions now. Would I be going alone? When am I going to be going? And the answer to all of this has got to be holding replies. You're trying to keep someone on the string here. You don't have an answer, right? You're building a database. And you've got to make the person feel as though you are valuing their unique contribution. Of course you're not.
It is a holding response. You'll need to wait, but it might be in the UK. They're saying, we might want you to do something in the UK or maybe Israel. Don't worry about it.
If you're the Iranian Ministry of Intelligence and Security, you really want to have all the options, don't you? If you've got somebody in the UK who could undertake a sabotage mission or an intelligence gathering mission or whatever, then that's valuable too. But here we are clearly casting a wide net.
That we think that you may be a terrorist.
In 2023, this man, Magomed Hossein Dovtayev, was arrested and later jailed for carrying out surveillance for the Iranians on media company Iran International in London. He was offered payment and the information he was gathering could have been used to carry out a terrorist attack. Last October, the head of MI5 had this warning.
If you're a proxy, you're disposable. You may well be ghosted on payday. When you're caught, you'll be abandoned.
We've reached a point where our proxy has to demonstrate commitment.
To gain trust from my side regarding finances, and for me to trust you as well, send a photo of your passport and also take a video of you holding your passport next to your face. In the video, say, "Hello, I'm from London and I want to cooperate. I will also pay you for this task so you can be sure about the payments."
We're doing two things here. We are conducting a first transaction. We are taking our new potential recruit across a line, and we are, by doing that, we are taking our new potential recruit and putting a hook into them. We are starting to create a structure to blackmail and otherwise coerce our new potential applicant.
Nick would be compromised if he did that and took a payment. So what's going on here? Let's not rule out Israeli or even British intelligence services trying to create their own list of potential threats, but it's more likely this is someone hostile.
So this could just be a false flag recruitment by British security services. This could be a genuine attempt by the Iranian security services to build a network for their own purposes. But this could also be, for instance, a false flag attempt by some other security service, perhaps the Russians, to get people to compromise themselves.
One of the things I feel like I've just learned talking to you is that AI is going to make online recruitment for terrorist sabotage activity so much easier.
Well, think about the way online recruitment for so many purposes is facilitated by AI. If there are people being recruited to commit violence in the UK or to commit illegal acts against the security of the United Kingdom, it's genuinely concerning, especially because if this is being done using networks, social media facilities, and artificial intelligence capabilities, it could be that the ability of foreign actors to recruit people to do damage to our national security is bigger than we, the public, think it is.
Intelligence and terrorist organisations can now curate social media platforms with individuals self-selecting through their clicks, being given the opportunity to engage and get lured into the funnel to end up on who knows what database. And with AI acting as an accelerant, more people get drawn in. No doubt, increasing the threat to our national security.